Hey guys, welcome back to Moko Talks. My name is Moko, and welcome back to one of my Wasted series. If you guys don't know, my Wasted series is something that I created in this channel to talk about events that are so astronomically bad that you basically get wasted, like in the GTA games. And this last month it's been insane. Two games, same kind of sort of people behind them, same journey they walked together, and same end result they reached. It's quite a historical phenomenon in the video gaming world, how these two games simultaneously failed so bad that, and it's in such the same way that made waves in the gaming world, and how moving forward how games should be from now on. So if you guys don't know, I'm talking about Dustborn and Concord, both these games. So Dustborn is a single-player game made by a Norwegian studio, and Concord is made by another studio backed by Sony PlayStation. So Dustborn talks about the journey of kids, a couple of kids, from different background, who use the power of words to shape relationship with the crew and get out of trouble. Yeah, it's as boring as it sounds. I've noticed some things about this game that I honestly did not like. So you had, like, you can bully people, you can cancel people, you can harass people, threaten people, even more so, not just people, your own crew members. And one of the famous clips is saying about a couple, you getting triggered by I know it's just so unappealing that I honestly did not want to waste any money on this game. Like, it's insanely cheap, and yet I still don't want to waste money on it. And one of the few tags it has on Steam, LGBTQ plus, politics, like, just talking about it, I'm exhausted. Imagine playing this game. Anyway, so the game doesn't have that much good of a marketing. It doesn't go around as such, and a lot of people talked about this game saying it's not that good, and back and forth with the culture war on Twitter, Reddit, or whatever, what have you. And the game gets released, nobody plays it. Shit hits the fan. And again, the devs and whoever was a part of this game blames people for not playing it, blames the other side for not buying the game and supporting this message, and we are all ists and phobes and what have you. And, they put an announcement. Yeah, I'm gonna show it to you on my screen right now. So, to our community, since we first announced Dustborn, we've read your comments and listened to your feedback, hopes and wishes for the game. Over the past 4 years, our team has poured their hearts into telling a story that's deeply meaningful to us. A story about the power of words, about building a world where everyone can feel safe, about love, friendship, and robots, of course. We expect the Dustborn to speak conversation and debate, and look forward to engaging with our players in a positive and constructive fashion. Unfortunately, that conversation has been drowned out by a tidal wave of hate and abuse. It's just criticism about the bad game. We welcome thoughtful feedback and respectful criticism. We embrace discussion and debate, but we have zero tolerance for hate speech, harassment, and threats of any kind. Those who engage in such behavior will be removed from our community. I use that word very, very loosely. They've reached like 100 players peak time for this game. To everyone else, thank you for coming on this journey with us. Your support means everything, and your constructive feedback continues to push us to learn and evolve. Together, let's continue building a world where everyone can feel valued and empowered to share their stories. It's very weird how these people are so out of touch with their reality. They say that abuse, harassment, and yet all of your powers inside that game stems from abuse and harassment. It is what it is, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so yeah, this game does badly because it was released at the same time as Wukong was released, and there's been a lot of pushback from the same crowd that made this game against Wukong. Eventually they lost because Wukong is actually an actual good game. And then you have Concord, again, a game that has been in the talks, in the works, had zero marketing. It was like one of the most generic hero shooter games at all times. Had a 2,000 and only 2,000 peak concurrent players in the free beta. 2,000 players only playing the free beta, and when it actually got released, it got put with the price tag of $40, and again only reached about, I don't know, 700 players peak time. Guys, it's just funny now. You know, you're not getting it. These kind of games will not be successful in any sort of way. And we've been telling everyone this. Anyone who's making these kind of games, who's trying to push this kind of message, we've been telling you guys, it won't work. It's cheap, it's disgusting, it's absolutely nonsense, and yet you guys are still trying to prove us wrong. So, you know, it's the same thing with the Marvel movies or whatever movies that Hollywood makes. When the movie is poorly made and the feedback shows that, like, hey, this movie sucks, you're called X-ist, X-phobe, etc, etc, etc. We're just bigots. We don't understand actual art. And when the game or movie comes out and it flops, again they come back to us saying it's our fault that we didn't buy absolute garbage. It happened again and again and again and again and again. It happened with Skull and Bones, it happened with Suicide Squad, it happened with Forspoken, Flintlock, Izu. All these games, all of them flopped, failed, and the criticism was out there. We talked to you, we told you these are not gonna work, and you still pushed against this. You still wanted to prove us wrong, and you're still proving us right. And this is the basic reason why these people attack and try to claim already established video games to try to pervert and change it into their own, you know, perverted views. And then the game is not what it was, and then when people leave it, same result. Now, the thing I want to tell you guys, the reason why I'm talking about this game, not because I already know that anyone who's gonna watch this video already is aware what happened to these games. It's been talked about for months right now. I'm actually very late on this, but the main reason I want to talk about is these games were heavily, and I do mean heavily, supported. Unlike the indie games that you see when it's like 10 developers, 10 developers with barely any funding at all, and they only get crowdfunding. These two games were supported by government entities, for crying out loud. Dustborn was supported by the EU, the European Union. They gave them 150,000 euros in taxpayers' money to make this game. You know, and when they were pushed to take some crowdfunding, they spat on the faces of the people who who asked them to do that, who advised them to do that. And then you got Concord, the development for more than 8 years, $200 million in development costs. It still flopped. Okay, so why did both these two games flopped? So you got Wukong and Dustborn, two single-player games, right? Released at the same time approximately. Wukong had videos, gameplay, amazing marketing by these teams, and it showed in the gameplay how fun the game is in the gaming reviews and the release teasers and whatnot, and in the trailer. However, Dustborn didn't have any of that, and Dustborn didn't even look that appealing from a customer's point of view, because, you know, we all know what Wukong is. and even more so the controversy behind Wukong, the bullying that a certain part of people did for the developers of this game, was very insanely obvious. You know, as for Dustborn, it was like complimented and supported beyond all measures, and it started to show a trend with these people. Concord, on the other hand, didn't have any marketing as well. It was released same time as Deadlock released, and Deadlock is free to play, while Concord had like $40, and you're just another shooter game. And I think it was in development at the same time as Overwatch was. So I believe that they thought that it was gonna be doing it, but it didn't. And then the end result for those two games, Dustborn didn't do any good. No one's playing it. No one's playing. No one's buying it. Concord shut down. Actually shut down. It is. I don't know what to tell you, people. I don't know what to tell you. Listen. If you need any more proof that these kind of messages, these kind of games, with these kind of, I'm just gonna say, design choice, if you're ever gonna think these games are gonna be any good, you have the living absolute proof that they're not gonna be. They had the full support of government entities. They have full support of mega companies with more than $200 million in development funding, and they still can't make a good game. That's what I have for you guys today. I'm just gonna give you my own. I gave you my own opinion about this. And you know, it's just not sad to see, because the end result is always the same. Developers goes on Twitter shouting, calling all the consumers names. I mean, that's not how you win people, man. Both the Concord and the Dustborn developers, publishers, any person that worked on those two games, even the goddamn art designer, are just like, imagine you say like, hey, I don't like this, and someone like, imagine you enter a shop, you know, and there's something on display, and you pick it up, look at it, and you say, I don't like this, and then you have the shop owner grab it from your hand, telling you you're a goddamn idiot, you don't understand how a product works, get the fuck out of my store. And then you say okay, and then you come back a week later, the store is getting run out of business, and the shop owner goes and tells you this is your fault because you didn't buy anything. There's just no words for me to add for this kind of thing. It's been going on for more than 5 years now, hell, even more, maybe even 10 years, and we're still getting people trying to claim that, yeah, it's the normal people's fault. I don't know, man. So if you've reached this far, tell me what you guys think about the situation. What do you like to add about this? These kind of games, will they ever make a comeback? I highly doubt it, but let me guys know what you think, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. Do leave a like, and ciao for now. Bye bye.